Hey, welcome to Cal-Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and this video is all about the ONRUNNING Cloud X3 Shift. Welcome to the channel. Now when I review a pair of shoes I always look into 5 different categories, and at the end of the video I will give these ONRUNNING Cloud X3 Shifts an overall rating out of 5 stars. If you do like what you see as you're going along and you want to show a little bit of support, do not forget to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device, and you can also subscribe to the channel whilst you're down there as well. Okay, so let's start this review then by checking out these ONRUNNING Cloud X3 Shifts on feet. So where I'm from in the world, this Swiss engineered ONRUNNING brand and their style of shoes has been seen on feet a lot more regularly in the past 2 years. They really have come out of nowhere and exploded onto the scene, especially in this part of the world. They're becoming as popular to see on feet as the Nike Air Max 270s around by me, so definitely a shoe brand to be aware of. Now, I did previously review a pair of ONRUNNING shoes and I did give them a bit of a hammering, but this shoe is very different, especially when it comes to the midsole and the upper. And I do actually quite like this sneaker, especially aesthetics wise. I think this colour here, this lead and turmeric that they're calling it, looks really nice on feet. There is a second colourway at the moment which is like a pure white colourway, but for me I do like darker silhouettes in general. Now this shoe has a ripstop fabric upper that's really thin. You can see it in the toe box area and it runs through to the tongue. Now there's no padding in the tongue at all, so it's incredibly flimsy because it's just made up of this very, very thin ripstop fabric material. You do get some TPU detailing around the toe box area for extra protection, and as you move towards the midfoot there is a larger kind of heavier synthetic material that you see a lot of the shoelaces come into here in the lace loop holes, but you can see some additional holes here at the bottom towards this thinner fabric that do hold the laces in quite nicely. As you move towards the back of the sneaker you've got more TPU detailing with a little heel ball for extra protection. There is some additional padding on the inside of the shoe, but overall this shoe is very, very lightweight to look at, to be honest, and also to feel in hand. One thing I don't quite like about this shoe is the fact that there is no padding on the tongue. I can get over that, but these really, really thin pencil laces, I don't like that feel when I'm doing them up, and also looks wise I think a chunkier set of laces wouldn't go amiss, but On are trying to make an incredibly lightweight sneaker here, so they have saved weight in a lot of different areas. Now coming to the midsole of the sneaker, you've got a CloudTec midsole technology on this, and there is a gap in the midsole you can see there where you can see the orange Speedboard technology that On use, which helps propel your feet forwards when you're running. Overall, I do love the aesthetics of the sneaker and I do think it looks really good on feet, and it's probably why it's become a very popular brand from where I am in the world. Next I want to talk about their comfort, where I want to put them to the test on my back doorstep. So let's focus more now on the midsole technology you get with these ONRUNNING shoes. Now this CloudTec technology you can see here is really the staple aesthetic wise that you get with these ONRUNNING shoes. Synonymously known for these airy, big hold kind of midsole sneakers that are very chunky, but in some places they do change this CloudTec technology depending on the silhouette that you're going to buy. So on the previous silhouette, these holes were incredibly narrow and they didn't really offer me much responsive bounce back, and I found the ride incredibly firm. But the bigger the hole with this one, the more comfort I found, and they do give a nicer area feel under your feet. They do still ride on the firm side, but you can see from the step test that they do have a nice amount of give in them. And this Speedboard technology that you can see highlighted in the orange just through the outsole there, this injected polymer that's supposed to help propel your feet forwards, adds a nice top into that layer, and I don't think there's much transition loss between the comfort that you're getting from these cloudy bits with that additional Speedboard on top. I think on the outsole you've got this nice rubberized traction that you get just on each of the individual bobbles of this ONRUNNING CloudTec midsole. I think overall It's a much nicer ride than I felt previously, but it is on the firmer side. So if you are expecting the cloud-like feel that you get from a foam midsole, I don't think you're going to get that, because even to the touch, they do feel a little bit firm. Now on the upper of the shoe, I've already mentioned, you do get some nice padding around the heel, but sadly there's no padding with the tongue because it's this incredibly flimsy ripstop fabric that you get on the upper of the shoe. Now fit-wise, I've got a perfect UK size 10 lengthwise, but my feet are slightly wider than average, but I found that the toe box for these is a little bit wider, so offered good width for me. I wouldn't say go half a size up or half a size down on these. I think these are a natural true fit. The one thing I would say though is don't expect them to offer as much support as you might expect from a premium running shoe. Now, yes, these are an ultralight running shoe, and for that reason they don't have much padding in and they don't really have much support. This is a very flimsy fabric on the top of the shoe. Now, whilst it is going to make them incredibly lightweight, you'll see that in the weight section coming up, I don't think they offer as much stability as some people might think when you're spending £150 on a pair of running shoes. As a lifestyle sneaker though, I think they work great. Now I want to move on to their weight, where I'm going to pop them on the scales and just show you how ultra lightweight they are. Coming in at 239 grams per shoe. That's over 500 grams total. So one Nike Air Force One shoe is the same weight or more to the equivalent of both of these. To put it in perspective, a large banana weighs the same as one of these shoes. It's incredible how lightweight they've made them. You can obviously see where they've saved that weight. It is possibly a lightweight midsole that they've added to these. The foam does feel quite lightweight, even though it does feel a little bit firm. But on the upper, you've got this incredibly lightweight thin material that makes up the toe box and the tongue. And obviously there's no additional padding on the tongue. Now when I was wearing these comfort-wise, I didn't find that I missed the padding on the tongue, but I do like to have a more padded shoe. But they've obviously saved weight in those areas to create, as they've marketed, an incredibly ultra lightweight pair of shoes. Next I want to move on to their breathability, where I want to see if this lightweight upper is breathable. I wore pink socks in this video to show you that just from sight, just by eye, you can see how well perforated and how airy and open this fabric is in the toe box and the tongue, because you could see the colour of my socks shining through. But you can also, when you see the smoke test, just see how rapidly and in large amounts the smoke escapes from this upper in those areas. Sadly, the other areas that have got this heavier set synthetic material in the midfoot and the rear of the shoe, and also a little bit in the TPU detailing towards the toe box, those areas aren't going to offer you any breathability, sadly, because they are a bit more locked off with this heavier synthetic material. But the amount of release you get from the toe box and the tongue alone does mean that these are going to be very, very breathable. And I would definitely go against wearing these in the colder winter months, because if it does get wet at all, your feet are going to get absolutely soaked. Now moving on to their price. Now these set me back £150. When you talk about price, look at the prices going up everywhere in the world. For a premium pair of shoes from Nike and Adidas at the moment, you're looking at the 170, 165 and above marks. So 150 I think is quite a fair price. Yes, they're a new brand and not as established, but like I said, I'm seeing these pop up everywhere. So these are a very popular brand at the moment. But my overall score for these shoes is going to be a very strong 4 stars. I can't give them the full 5 because even though they're incredibly lightweight, possibly one of the most lightweight shoes that I will ever review, and they meet the criteria in the marketing pitch as being ultra lightweight, they're very breathable. I think the price is fair. I think the comfort is okay. Just overall though, I would like them to be a little bit more sturdy. I think this fabric in the toe box and the tongue is just a little bit too lightweight. And in addition, with these pencil laces that you get, yes, you can swap out the laces, but overall, the amount of stability that you get from the shoe, I don't think is good enough. Now, I know that On are going to offer many other silhouettes in their range that are going to offer more stability and more rugged uppers. So this, for them, is possibly their lightweight showpiece. But in terms of an everyday lifestyle sneaker, I would just want them to offer a little bit more comfort-wise and also a little bit more with the materials that have been used aesthetically as well. So I just think they fall down a little bit in those areas. Now, if you do like what you've seen today, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up before you leave. You can also follow me on Instagram. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.